It's truly an honor to introduce a distinguished individual whose work has touched thousands of lives across industries and institutions. A man of knowledge, passion and purpose, Mr. Jaiprakash Kabra. With a remarkable academic foundation that includes a Bachelor of Science, Masters in Labor Studies, LLB and a Diploma in Training and Development, Mr. Kabra has built a career deep-rooted with insight and impactful action. He brings with him 20 years of experience in human resources, training and development, and is widely respected for his expertise in industrial relations, motivational speaking and leadership training. Having worked with nation's most respected names like L&T, Reliance, Adani Power, Taj Hotels, he's been delivering training programs that spark transformation. From positive attitude building, team dynamics, emotional intelligence to effective supervision, these sessions empower people at every level in an organization. He also serves as a visiting faculty member at premier management institutions, Wellingers, and Tata Institute of Social Sciences, where he continues to inspire the next gen as leaders. His true passion lies in people's development, career guidance, and helping individuals manage stress and unlock their full potential. One can go on about his accolades and achievements, but without further ado, I'd like to give a heartfelt welcome on all of us.
Thank you very much. This is probably the first Rotary meeting where no formalities. Straight invited me. So thank you very much, Rajini.
We didn't want to waste time.
Yes, absolutely. And today I came from Goa. Tomorrow I am leaving for Delhi. Again I will be coming and again I will be going to Goa. So, for me, training is a passion. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, I never believed in training. The change happened almost about 40 years back. That time I was staying at Mulund, the eastern suburb of Mumbai, and there was a tailor called David Taylor. He had put a beautiful couplet on his tailoring shop. The couplet read, "God made man and tailor made him gentleman." That changed my entire perspective. Of course, women included, you are in quite a good number today. So, tailor, by changing your exterior, improving your exterior, if you can do such a good job of converting man into gentleman, big job. I won't claim I will change your interior, but I will help you to rediscover your interior. And can I not do a job which, if not superior, at least will be at par with that of a tailor? That's the reason why I have taken training as my passion, training as my love. I always tell, my first love is training, second love is life. So the point, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do, you have to put your heart into it. And if your hobby becomes your profession, enjoyment is more. But all of us are not lucky. For them, there is another sentence. If you do not get job you love, start loving the job which you got. At least that is there in your hand. I wanted to be doctor like you, sir. I am a science student. I lost my medicine by 1 mark. Coming from a poor family, my father teacher, 96, and he still is 32 or intact. So naturally, donation etc. was out of question. So in any case, my father wanted to have DR before my name. So that I come from rural Maharashtra, originally from Rajasthan, but now settled in Maharashtra. Place called Manwat, notoriously famous. There was a multiple murder case, if you recollect. I come from that place, so be aware of me. Anyway, leave the humor apart. So Parbhani, that time there were only 3 veterinary colleges: Parbhani, Mumbai and Nagpur. So I was dumped into veterinary college. First semester I did pretty well, in fact stood first class first. But in the second semester when that big dissection came, I literally ran away. I said it is not my cup of tea. So I thank that I never got admission to medicine. Otherwise I don't know what would have happened to my patient. In any case, then that time, sir, this facility was not available. You cannot change from science to arts. Now you can. If you have done 12 science, you can take admission to BA first year. That time it was not available. So I had to continue my studies in science stream and I took chemistry as one of the subject and did my graduation. And those 2 years, second year and third year, because it was PUC, first year, second year, third year. So third year, second year and third year, 2 years, 76, 77, 77, 78. I got this opportunity to improve and sharpen my skill as an orator. And those 2 years, 125 flat prizes across the country. I had opportunity to debate with late Pramod Mahajan. Couple of debates he has defeated me, and for a change, couple of debates I also defeated him. Then I realized that I have this potential, I can connect with people. So I said, like BSNL connects India, let me connect the people at least, whom I come across. And that's the reason I came to Mumbai, did my post-graduation, served industry for almost 20 years. I was general manager HR of a company called Polychem, Kilachan group of companies. And one fine day I decided to quit. No VRS, no CRS. VRS is for workers, CRS is for manager. In Bombay language we call CRS as a GPM, Partial Prashtarla. It was not the case. I chose on my own and quit. And started my own company which is called Mind Movers Management Consultants Private Limited. And under the guise of this company for last 28 years, I have been conducting training programs for almost 250 corporate clients across the country and 7 foreign countries, including US, China, Malaysia, Uzbekistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal and Myanmar. I had opportunity to conduct the workshops for the people. So basically I will be talking to you about what we say, never underestimate yourself, you have tremendous capacity. And the topic of my discussion today is yes I can and I will. Today's newspaper you must have read. The UPSC results have come and there is a one gentleman from Kolhapur, very rural area of Kolhapur. He is from Shepherd community. Shepherd community had absolutely nothing. He got selected for IPS. He got selected for IPS. And when the result was announced to him that you have been selected, he was still grazing his sheep. So everything is possible. There is a gentleman called Dr. Rajendra Bhurai. He was a collector. Now I think he is one of the secretaries in the Mantralaya. Now this gentleman is from Nandurbar. Again from the community which is, nomadic tribe. Their family tradition was brewing illicit liquor. He lost his father when he was still in the womb of his mother. So his mother and grandmother nurtured him, reared him. And they were running that country-made liquor and being served over there. They were little away from the village, which was about 2.5 kilometers. The people would come, help themselves and then go. So, along with the liquor you require chakana. I was the general manager of the company manufacturing liquor. But I have never tasted in life. Had I wanted, I could have taken straight from the pipeline. Marathi में हम लोग बोलते पहले धारेची. No. Smirnoff is our vodka, Malibu is rum, Green Label is whiskey, Old Gold is whiskey, liqueur, Kelly's Bellies. It was called IDI, International Distillers India. 40% equity was with Polychem and 60% with IDB of UK. So you have to this beautiful principle I learned from Maharashtra ST. ST के ड्राइवर के सामने लिखा रहता है मनाचा ब्रेक उत्तम ब्रेक. If you can control the mind, you can control everything else. So let's continue. And then we were talking about Rajendra Bhurai. Now this boy was studying and the chakna was over. The customers wanted chakna. They asked his granny, hey matare, buddhi, चल चकना लेके आ. बोली चकना खत्म हो गया. बोले लड़के को भेज, वो जाके लेके आएगा. बोला नहीं जाएगा. बोले क्यों नहीं जाएगा? Because tomorrow he is expected to write his exam. Child was in 5th standard. ग्राहक का दिमाग आउट हो गया. उसने बोला ए नाटक क्या क्यों करती है? तेरा पट्टा बोलते उसको. पढ़ लिख के क्या डॉक्टर और कलेक्टर बनेगा? और वो बुढ़ी बोली यस मेरा नवासा डॉक्टर और कलेक्टर ही बनेगा. And that was heard by this child. He took one vow that I want to become doctor and collector. He did extremely well in SSC, extremely well in 12, extremely well in CET, got admission to GS Medical College at his KM Hospital. On merit, not under reserved category. On merit, he got admission. When he came for a counseling session, his pant was torn at least multiple places, at least 10 to 20, and he was wearing chappal. But he did extremely well, first class, first in all subjects, gold medal. All your specialized subject, whether it is pediatrics, ophthalmology, or whatever. Had he wanted, he could have continued his post-graduation in any branch which he wanted. But he said no. My granny had said it is doctor and collector. It is not or, it is and. He appeared for IS and he was selected for IS and started his career in the same district which he hailed from, that is Nandurbar. And during Corona times, these collectors, he did first fantastic job and he was rated as #1 collector of Maharashtra state, Dr. Rajendra Burana. There are examples. I mean, don't underestimate yourself. I always call each one of you sitting here is a Bajrangbali. Bajrangbali had a tremendous power, but poor fellow had forgotten. Because unko shraap tha. Bhul jaoge tu. And when his litmus test came, he was given an assignment of locating Sita by flying to Sri Lanka. Now that time Air Sri Lanka, Air India was not there. So he had to do it on his own. And he was told, please. He said, how can I? After all, I am a monkey. बंदर की जाते मेरे. तो उसको बोलना पड़ा, भैया तेरे के अंदर इतना ताकत है, तेरे को मालूम नहीं. तू जब छोटा था तो तूने क्या किया था? सूरज को निकल गया था. ये तेरे लिए छटछट काम है. Is it? I can do it? Yes. And who gave him? Who reminded him of his strength? His own brother Jambuan. So all of you are Bajrangbali and that Jambuan is me. And fortunately my color and Jambuan's color is also same. Ladies and gentlemen, the second important principle of life is the thing which you cannot change, better accept it and accept it gracefully. Now you might ask me, Mr. Kabra, how do you laugh at your guaranteed black color? I have developed my own mechanism. I compare myself with the God. 95% gods are matching in my color, hardly 2-3% in madam's color. प्रभु श्री रामचंद्र काला, भगवान श्री कृष्ण काला, तिरुपति का बालाजी काला, केरल का अयप्पा काला, जगन्नाथपुरी का जगदीश काला, द्वारका का द्वारकाधीश काला, और हम मराठी लोगों का पंढरपूर चा विठ्ठल देखील काळा. म्हणून जीवी काबरा काळा. The thing which you cannot change, better accept it. Accept it gracefully. Sir, there is a friend of mine, just like you, Dr. Shah, and a couple of them there. Clean. For you, still some fellows are left. There is not, in his case, not a single fellow left. Age 25, unmarried. He used to grumble with me, Mr. Kabra, look, what great injustice God has meted with me. Now, कौन सी लड़की मेरे से शादी करेगी? I gave him a beautiful English sentence to read. Thereafter, he never cried. The sentence read, God has created few perfect heads. The imperfect ones are covered with hair. So the thing which you cannot change, better accept it. But can I not change my outlook? Can I not decide to study further if I want, even at this age? Can I not improve my positive attitude? It's all possible. So where should I be spending time? The thing which I can change or the things which I cannot change? And that leads to me a beautiful prayer, which is also a punchline of a small organization in Mumbai called Alcoholics Anonymous. It says, God grant me serenity to accept the things which I cannot change, courage and strength to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. That's all what I can change and what I cannot change. If I want to study at this age, there have been example. There is a lady in Mumbai, South Mumbai, Kantaben Shah. I am giving you the name. Now this lady, she lost her husband because of cancer. She lost her only child because of cancer, and she herself is a cancer patient. Now tell me, what is one thing which is left for her to survive? She said, no, I have to accept it as a reality. Can I do something else? And I got a time. She gets PhD. Honorary PhD from Bombay University at the age of 84. Named Kantaben Shah from our own city of Mumbai. Second example, there is a gentleman called Srivastav. His graduation is at 24 and post-graduation is at 98. So the gap is 74 years. For his post-graduation, he studied from his daughter-in-law. Learned the subject from his own daughter-in-law. There is a third person in Assam. He is originally Bengali, but then now studying for Assam, Guwahati University. Muntu Das, age 105, pursuing his PhD. 105, pursuing his PhD. And there is a last example which in this serial I would like to give you. This example is a lady from that now Jharkhand, earlier it was Bihar, district called Jamui. Name of the lady Gayabai. At the age of 99 she was illiterate. Angutacha comes up. That day she lost her patience and she said, when my 100th birthday will be celebrated, I will not remain illiterate. People took a dig at her. बेवकूफ है, अभी तो तेरी लकड़ी भी आगे गई. बोले लकड़ी आगे गई लेकिन मेरे को लकड़ी पे किधर रखा? जब तक नहीं रखेंगे और जब तक जलाएंगे नहीं तब तक मैं पढ़ सकती हूँ. On 100th birthday, she read entire Navaharat Times before electronic and print media. Name is Gayabai. All possible. The word impossible removed from dictionary. For others it could be impossible. For us it is I am possible. असंभव शब्द निकाल दीजिए. हिंदी में बोलते हैं असंभव, मराठी में बोलते हैं अशक्य, उर्दू में बोलते हैं नामुमकिन. कर खुद ही को बुलंद इतना तकदीर से पहले खुदा तुझसे पूछे बता बंदे तेरी रज़ा क्या है. And never believe this. People believe this. क्या करे सर, ये ऐसी जगह ना, ऐसी जाती थी. अब हम लोग इसको बोलते हैं आंटी के मूंछ होती तो मैं उसको अंकल बोलता. अब आंटी के मूंछ आएगी नहीं तो उसको अंकल बोलेगा इस पर नहीं. And remember one sentence, sir. God or luck favors only those people who do not believe in it. We people, ट्रक के पीछे एक वाक्य लिखा रहता है, जीवन का सत्यानाश कर दिया ये वाक्य. समय से पहले और नसीब से ज्यादा कभी कुछ नहीं मिलता. इसके लिए जिंदगी भर हराम खोर ट्रक ही चलाते हैं. आदर्श उसके कब बॉस बन जाते हैं उसको पता भी नहीं चलता. You have tremendous capacity. अपना ये होना चाहिए, लात मारेंगे वहां से पानी निकाले. हमारे मराठी में कहावत है, लात घाली थी तब पानी काढ़े. इतना ताकत है. Don't underestimate yourself. But at the same time, don't overestimate yourself. If you see, there is a movie called Lagan. Now what they had? But did they not give a fight against the mighty Britishers? I'll take you through this cinema a little bit. They announced that you have to pay Lagan. Lagan is revenue. Now the crops are failed that year. So these people go to that Raja, but he doesn't have any power. The role played by Kulbhushan Kharbanda. He goes. That time the British, that Colonel Russell was eating his breakfast, and these people eat anything and everything possible. Chalatam, charatam, udatam, tiratam. And he challenges him. All right, Raja साहब, तुम हमारे साथ खाओ का मीट खाएगा, हर तुम्हारा लगान माफ करेगा. And he says, not possible. He puts his head down, come back. He says, now we have to pay double lagan. These people fight as a challenge. Who role played by Amir Khan? He was not a designated leader. He became leader. Leader कभी छुपके नहीं रहता है. वो मुर्गे जैसा है. मुर्गे को कितना भी अब ढक दो बर्तन से, सवेरे 5 बजे आवाज करेंगे. So he takes up the ring in his hand and he says, we will talk to them. That time they were playing cricket. So वो उसको बोलता है, मुझे जिंदगी में कभी देखा नहीं. बोले आपके क्या खेलत है गुल्ली डंडा. Colonel Bhuvan understands that little bit of Bhojpuri. He says, Bhuvan, तुम हमको चैलेंज दिया, इसको गुल्ली डंडा बोला, हम तुमको चैलेंज देता, तुम हमको हराएगा, कोई लगान ना है. हम तुमको हराएगा, दुगना लगान देना पड़ेगा. This fellow keeps quiet intentionally because he wants him to give more challenge. Then he says, ठीक है, हम शर्त को और बढ़ा देता है. तुम हमको हराएगा, 3 साल कोई लगान ना है. हम तुमको हराएगा, 3 गुना लगान देना पड़ेगा. शर्त मंजूर है? What does this fellow say? शर्त मंजूर है. People, भगवान सत्यानाश. पहले सिंगल नहीं ले सकते थे, राजा ने दुगना किया और एक गधे ने 3 गुना किया. See, idea of convincing, how you can convince the people. He uses this technique which is called flip side technique. He says, भाइयों हम सिग्नल लगान दे सकता है? नहीं। हमने सिग्नल लगान नहीं दिया तो फिरंगी हमको कहाँ डालता है? जेल में। 3 गुना लगान नहीं दिया, कहाँ डालता है? जेल में। And people accept it. He says there is at least 0.1% chances. So let's use it. हमारे मराठी में कहते हैं गाजराची पुंगी वाजली तो वाजली नहीं तो मुड़ूक खाली. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? They practice. And when you are on the right side, people will come to your rescue. And who comes? That Elizabeth, sister of same Colonel Russell. She felt her brother was irrational. He was wrong. So she comes. Initially they are doubtful and they are a little skeptical. Why she wants? Because she is a dushman. But then they realize that her motives are clear. Then they accept. Then another problem comes. Communication. Madam knows only English. These people know only Bhojpuri. Then that butler, Khansama, he comes and he acts as a translator. Mail कहती है क्रिकेट में 3 डंडे होते हैं. Then they start. And he explains beautifully well to them. अरे कुछ फर्क नहीं है. क्रिकेट के अंदर गोला होता है, गुल्ली डंडे में गुल्ली होती है. फर्क क्या है? You have to make the complex things simple. But most of us, what happens when you approach to the boss? Boss उल्टा करते हैं. आप उसके पास जाओ, वो इतना आपको कंफ्यूज करेगा कि you start thinking why the hell I went to the boss before going to his cabin I knew at least something. Now that is also gone. Happens. And then they start. Then the practice is required. They don't know. And every team will have a treacher. उनके टीम में भी एक treacher था. He had a modified intention. He was madly in love with Gauri, but Gauri was in love with Bhuvan. Again Hindi cinema, Trikot, love triangle. And therefore he wanted his team to lose. And he makes a complaint that एक गोरी में माँ के इनको सिखाती है and then it stops. Now what happens is, now people were about to kill him. But who? Therefore you have to have forgetfulness and forgiveness. He said, देख लाखा मैं तुझे एक मौका और देता हूँ. धो डाल फिरंगियों को. और तेरे कारण अगर हमारी लगान माफ होती है तो तेरे और गौरी से के रास्ते से मैं हट जाऊंगा. Is it not sacrificing individual goal in order to be team goal? Of course, being in this cinema, गौरी भुवन को ही मिलती है, बात अलग है. Leave the humor apart, but the point is, are these principles? These people were knowing nothing. In the last ball, did they not? This fellow was under stress. Actually, he takes the catch. But because he was under stress, his leg is outside that boundary line and he is treated as a 6. So the point is never give up. Never ever give up. Till the last ball is over. Till the last ball is over. You must try and don't cry should be the philosophy of the life. And never think your life is so bad. In your life, ups and downs will be there. Sir is a cardiac surgeon. ऐसा आता है. आता है ना? और अगर स्ट्रेट लाइन आ गई तो होगा. चलो क्लब बुलेटिन के अंदर न्यूज फोटो ड्यूली कारलाइन डेट. So the point is, ladies and gentlemen, life is full of ups and downs. You must realize that because you are alive, that is a sign of being alive. And till such time you are alive, you have a problem. चिता और चिंता में मात्र बिंदु का फर्क होता है और दोनों इंसान को जलाती है, एक मरने के बाद और दूसरी जिंदा रहते हुए. और जब मरने के बाद जल रही है, जिंदा रहते हुए एक्स्ट्रा जलने का कोई कारण? No, why? And in your life, some good things have also happened. You might have forgotten. Let me remind you. Remember the day when you passed your SSC exam. Were you not happy, madam? Remember the day you got admission to the college of your choice. Were you not happy? Remember the day when you got admission to your professional course, MBBS, pharmacy, whatever it is. Were you not happy? Remember the day you started your work, first job or first profession. Were you not happy? Remember the day when you received your first income, first salary. My first salary was 800 rupees. But the day I counted 800 rupees notes, I was almost a uncrowned king. And remember the day you got married. At least for that day you were happy. बाद में रोने बात करते हैं. इसके लिए शादी होके जब बारात लौटती है ना, सारे रोते हैं, केवल दूल्हा नहीं रोता. और दुल्हन तो फूट फूट के रोती है और इसको कोहनी मार के बोलती है आज के दिन मेरा लास्ट है, कल से तेरा। Leave the humor apart. Remember the day when you became proud father or proud mother for the first time. Were you not happy? Remember the day your child started going to school and in some competition some prize he got and you were invited to grace the occasion. सीधा 56 इंच का हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? Now your child means, he will study IT, क्या क्या पढ़ेगा. My child, I started on 800, my child started on 80,000 rupees. Will I feel jealous about it? अपना पोटा है. Naturally when he earns so much, so beautifully well, now he works for a beautiful company with beautiful kind of thing. So, एक बड़े घर की लड़की बहू बन के आपकी सेवा करेगी, बुढ़े की सेवा, क्योंकि उसको मालूम है मकान अभी भी बुढ़े के नाम पर है, उसका प्रोविडेंट फंड का हिसाब आना बाकी है, उसका ग्रेचुइटी सेटल होना अभी बाकी है, कम से कम तब तक. And second promotion you is due. First you will become father, then you become father-in-law, then you become grandfather and grandfather from my daughter's side and from my son's side. So these are some of the moments of happiness which you have to enjoy. इसमें लेडीज बहुत होशियार होती है. वो क्या जब भी उनका मूड खराब होता है वो क्या करती है मालूम? Most of you also might be doing it. शादी का एल्बम निकालती. अपने पति के फोटो के पास देखती बोलती क्या थे, क्या से क्या हो गए. हमारे मराठी में कोण होतास तू, काय झालास तू, अरे वेड्या कसा वाया गेलास. So the point is she remembers good old days which will give her enough strength to bear today's day which is not so happy and happy. So the point is a mechanism behind it. Always look at it positive side. Look at the example, we always believe in one thing, गीता का सार है सर, जो हुआ अच्छा हुआ, जो हो रहा है अच्छा हो रहा है, जो होगा अच्छा ही होगा. Believe in it. True. Ajmal Kasab, he fired at BT station, killed almost close to 150. अब आप बोलेंगे उसमें कैसे पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड रख सकते हैं? Innocent 150 people were killed. Look at the positive side. This incident happened at 9:30 in the night. Imagine if it would have happened at 6 o'clock in the evening. Thousands of people would have been dead only because of stampede. Many people might have got crushed under the rails and many people might have fallen victims of his bullet. Is it not good, comparatively good, that it happened at 9:30? And it did not come from platform number 1, it came from platform number 9. That time there is hardly any rush. Take an example, there was a serial bomb blast on Western Railway. And there was a one train which was Virar train which was late by 4 minutes. The bomb was planted in such a manner that at the time of blast the train would have been on that Bhainder Khadi bridge. But because it was late, the blast took place even before it reached the station. And because this train was late, all other trains were late. And not a single train, blast took place when the train was stationary at the station. Otherwise people waiting to catch that train also would have been late. So हमेशा सोचिए जो हुआ उससे भी बुरा हो सकता था. आपकी सोच में आपको फर्क आएगा, अपने आप फर्क आएगा, कुछ करने की आवश्यकता है. Always. On little humor side, there was a friend of mine. He said, अरे तेरे को मालूम है काबरा? बोला क्या हुआ? वो अपना फ्रेंड. बोले क्या हुआ उसका? वो घर में गया, उसने देखा उसकी बीवी पराये मर्द के बाहों में झूल रही है. बोले फिर? उसको गुस्सा आया, उसने रिवॉल्वर निकाला, आदमी को गोली से उड़ा दिया. ये क्या बोला? अच्छा हुआ ये कल हुआ, परसों नहीं हुआ. Leave the humor apart, but the point is, sir, always believe जो हुआ उससे भी बुरा हो सकता था. Second, look smart. If you want to improve your positive attitude, look smart. Always be smartly dressed. Simple example I will give you, doctor. Britishers have left this country almost 80-85 years back. But before leaving, they have left a small piece of cloth. The day you put suit and tie, does it not improve your overall personality, including thought process? And if suppose you are shabbily dressed, not shaven, बाल ऐसे बिखरे हुए, दाढ़ी वो John Abraham कौन है? पैरों में स्लीपर, and you are in a marketing and you go to the customer. I'm from so and so company, very like this. चलो बात. So the point is your external appearance is equally important. The thing which you cannot change, accept it. But whatever package God has sent you in, at least maintain that. At least maintain that. In that, Christians, when the fellow is dead, उसको सूट वूट पहना के लेके जाते, अपने पास जो है वो भी निकाल लेते. So the point is, you must look smart. You must follow the principle of 5S. If there is an environment which is very clean, you feel happy. And this principle, we call it in our management language 5S. I am sure you must have heard Siri, Siton, Shiso, Shitsuke, Shiketsu. Place for everything and everything at its place. I can tell you, if you want to learn these principles of management, you can learn from your better half. There is a separate model I have developed, learning of management from your better half. You can learn from your wife. आपको चैलेंज देता हूँ, आप जूता पहन के किचन में जाके दिखाओ. बाय. सर सिंपल एग्जांपल देता हूं, किसी भी किचन में जाइए, देर आर 2 डब्बा मिलेगा, एक चाय पाउडर का, एक शक्कर का. बड़ा डब्बा कौन सा? शुगर का. एक काम करने का, जब घर में कोई नहीं है ना, किचन में घुसने का बदली करने का. शुगर वाले में डालो पाउडर, पाउडर वाले में डालो शुगर. कितनी गाली मिलती है मेरे को मोबाइल करके बता. नहीं चलता उनका आया सुनाई था जो. So many. And let me tell you, sir, Indian ladies are so good in every multi-skilling. You can learn from them. Time management, you can learn from them. Indian पुरुष, भारतीय पुरुष, including me, नंबर 1 के बदमाश. शाम को 7 बजे फोन करेंगे, 8 बजे 5 दोस्त आने वाले, फर्स्ट क्लास खाना बनाओ, बाद में मोबाइल नॉट रीचेबल. उसका बड़बड़ भी चालू, काम भी चालू. इनका हमेशा का नाटक है, अभी मैं 1 घंटे में क्या क्या करेंगी, मेरे उधर का 25 आता है क्या, ये है क्या, वो है क्या. लेकिन करती है. आटा गूंथती है, एक तरफ सब्जी काटती है, एक तरफ दाल चावल का कुकर लगाती है, एक तरफ मकान को साफ सुथरा करती है, और छोटा बच्चा है तो उसकी झूले को झूला भी दिलाती है. 8 बजे खाना तैयार है, दोस्तों को खिलाएगी, आपको डबल. और जैसे दोस्त गया, आजा बेटा मिलाएगी. वो ईद का बकरा होता है, उसको काटने के पहले खूब खिलाते हैं. वो भी काजू बादाम मुटू मुटू करके खाता है. उसको क्या बोलोगे, लास्ट कल जाना है. So the point is it not something which you can learn from them? I always tell when I conduct the program for workers, I said तेरे को काय को रखना चाहिए रे? तेरी बीवी करती कि नहीं सब काम? तू ये मेरा काम नहीं है, मेरा काम नहीं है, मेरे लेवल का काम नहीं है, मेरे ग्रेड का काम नहीं. बीवी बोलेगी क्या? वो सब करती है, खाना भी बनाती है, कपड़ा भी धोती है, झाड़ू पोछा भी करती है, बर्तन भी मांजती है, बच्चों का पढ़ाई भी लेती है, मेहमानों का ख्याल करती है, तेरे जैसे बुद्धू को संभालती है. और उसको लिए उसको क्या मिलता है आपको कोई कैजुअल लीव, सिक लीव, प्रिविलेज लीव, वीकली ऑफ, पेड हॉलिडे, कॉम्पेंसेटरी ऑफ, कुछ है? अच्छा, आपके हस्बैंड ने आपको प्रमोशन दिया, कभी याद आता है मैडम? जूनियर वाइफ, सीनियर वाइफ, डेप्यूटी चीफ वाइफ. बोले नहीं, कैसे बोले? पहले बीबी थी, बाद में माँ बनी, बाद में सास बनी. सास बनना तो आजकल सबसे बड़ा डिमोशन. Leave the humor apart, because every Indian lady, irrespective of what religion she belongs to, she says only one word. आपके साथ डोली में बैठ के आई थी, अर्थी पे लेट के जाऊंगे. Is it not a commitment which you can learn from them? So you can learn from any. Half of my management I have learned from truck drivers. ट्रक के पीछे बहुत सुंदर वाक्य लिखे रहते हैं. सब आपको पूछेंगे आप कैसे हैं जब तक आपके पास पैसे हैं. Is it not eternal truth of life? एक ने लिखा था, भाई हो तो ऐसा, भाई हो तो ऐसा ना, हिसाब मांगे ना पैसा. अभी 4-5 दिन पहले मुझे एक बहुत नासिक से आ रहा था, मैंने मेंशन भी किया था. उसने लिखा था, बीवी से बहस, जिंदगी तहस नहस. बहस करने का नहीं उधर. एंड so the point is, you have to always, the only thing is, everybody needs appreciation, and the biggest principle I always tell is, if you want extraordinary results from ordinary people, learn to appreciate people. करते ही हम कंजूस मारवाड़ी. अच्छा काम किया तो उसको appreciation चाहिए नहीं चाहिए? Everybody including God wants appreciation. उसकी तारीफ. गणपति की आरती में क्या बोलते? सुख करता दुख हरता. मतलब तू मेरे लिए सुख का कारण भी तू, मेरे दुख का हरण करने वाला तू. सबसे पूरा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट तूने दिया मेरे लिए. और हम लोग कभी तारीफ नहीं करते. अभी किसी ने, लेडी ने बहुत अच्छा खाना बनाया और उसका हस्बैंड नरसिंह राव जैसा थोड़ा करके खा गया. जिंदगी में कभी मिलेगा? Your feedback is most important. अच्छा नहीं हुआ, बुरा हुआ बोलो, लेकिन बोलो। अब वो क्या करते हैं, कुछ तो फीडबैक मिले, इसके लिए दूसरे दिन सब्जी में दोबारा नमक डालते हैं, सटकली आता माजी सटकली, और क्या बोलते हैं, ये तरीका है, सब्जी ऐसे बनाते, तेरे माँ ने ऐसा सिखाया। With due respect to all the members from fair sex, आप इनको चाहे जो बोलो, मायके का नाम निकालने का नहीं। 302 क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर कोड, डायरेक्ट मर्डर चाहे। इसके लिए मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ, if you want happiness at home, follow one principle, उनके मायके का कुत्ता भी रहेगा, उसको मोती साहब बोलना सीखो। Then you will have peace of mind, otherwise you will be in pieces. So the point is, you must remember everybody is good. Learn to manage your own ego, control your ego and elevate the ego of other person. You can do it. You can get anything. And who says that we Indian people are poor in team building? Wrong. We people are extremely good in team building only during crisis. And the best example of team building is a game which we play in Mumbai, Govinda. Don't you see all the management principle in this game? Planning. They plan for months together. I always say planning to fail and failing to plan, both are devil. But if you want to select one, please plan and fail, but never fail to plan. आजकल तो बच्चा कब पैदा होना इसका भी प्लानिंग करना होता है, क्योंकि वो 30 जून को 3.5 साल का नहीं हुआ, ये मैडम उसको स्कूल में एडमिशन नहीं देती। फिर अपन उसको क्या बोलते हैं, मूर्ख, नालायक, 15 दिन पहले आता तेरे बाप का जाता है। अब वो क्या बोलेगा, बोलता तो क्या बोलता, प्लानिंग किसने कर रखा। सो द प्लानिंग, ऑर्गेनाइजिंग, स्टाफिंग, राइट मैन फॉर राइट जॉब। मजबूत आदमी किधर चाहिए, नीचे। एकदम थीन आदमी, सर किधर चाहिए, नीचे। बाजू के सर ऊपर, उल्टा डाल दिया तो गुजराती में क्या वच्चे सर जेड़ो काम तेड़ो फाय बीजा करीने गोता खाए। Is it true? Is it not true? You have to, and therefore all of us we have a common goal. What is the common goal? That हंडी तोड़ना, हंडी में दही होता है, उसके लिए मेहनत करके नहीं, उसको हार होता है। कौन सा, फूलों का नहीं। You think in the first attempt you will be successful? Never. Sir, please come here. There is one vacancy available. Yeah, there is a place available. There is one place available here also. So it's all possible. And then you will fall. And world wants your teamwork not to work. Therefore they pour water on you. They will pour some vegetable oil, some coconut oil, if not some soap solution, so that this will become slippery and sir will fall from 35 feet. And if he falls, he is sure to break his leg. But we want catch him. 28 times failed. 29th time he gets that garland, currency garland, comes down and runs away. Now what we will do? All along we did a teamwork to save his leg. Now we will do extra teamwork to break his leg. सफलता का बाप बनने के लिए सबका होता है, सफलता का पितृत्व कोई नहीं लेता। And if you want to be successful as a leader, whether it is Rotary, whether it is your profession, whether it is your own company, give credit to your team members and take debit to your account. Your people will die for you. Stick in writing. Involve people in your decision making process. They can. Involve them. If you involve them, they will give most brilliant ideas come from the quarter or the corner where you never thought of. In my own company, I'll tell you, I had a problem. We had 40 AC cabin. DGM and above was entitled for a cabin. And nobody was switching off the AC. Somebody's gone to Reserve Bank, somebody's gone to some factory inspector, somebody's gone somewhere, government office, etc. Total AC is going on. I was in charge of GM, HR and general admin. So we decided to put stickers, same electricity, same nation. No use. वो कैसे है? Cigarette smoking is injurious to health. वो पैकेट में देखने का पढ़ने को वार्निंग रहता है ना, स्टैट्यूटरी वार्निंग. Cigarette smoking is injurious to health. मेरे प्यून ने बोला सर इससे कुछ नहीं होगा. बोला क्या करूँ फिर? बोला सब बटन ये अलग है, बोले गलत जगह लगे. बटन ये हाइट पे थे, ये तो भी कम हाइट पे है, ये हाइट पे थे. अब कौन जाएगा मरने पे उसको बंद करने? बोला फिर क्या करूं? बोला इसको नीचे लाओ, ये पेलमेट होता है ना, पेलमेट उधर. अभी बंद करने का, लात मारने का, चालू करने का, दूसरा लात मारने. एंड पीपल लव की घर पे खाना पड़ता है, वहां पे हमने एक छोटा स्टिकर लगाया, योर किड्स आर वेलकम हियर। सर आप यकीन नहीं मानेंगे, वो वॉशरूम के लिए भी जाता था तो लात मार के जाता था, आने के बाद दूसरी लात मार के चलो। अप्रैल महीने में ज्यादा लात मारता था क्योंकि इंक्रीमेंट नहीं मिला, तो बॉस का नाम लेके मार। 1995 सर 2 महीने में 45,000 का इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल कम हुआ। Now is it not something? If I would have told him, hey, तू को दे रहे, साथ को दे, तू क्या मैं, तो बोलता था भाड़ में जा तू और तेरी साथ के लिए क्या। And we do not involve. I am working closely with industries. I tell you that they will give you brilliant ideas. Brilliant. Only thing is you have to touch their heart. You have to have 3 things together: head, heart, and hand. 3H. अपने रोटरी में होता है ना 3H ग्राफ, वैसे ही 3. I ask many people, how many people work for you? They say, sir, 100 hands work for me. I said, उसका head और heart का क्या है? Only heads. Anybody chartered accountant here? Accounts function? Accounts. Here accounts. Where do you put the people? People in asset or in liability? So if you call your people liability, they won't disappoint you. They will be liability on you. And if you call them asset, they won't disappoint you. They will be asset on you. Asset for your company. And the company. I remember the beautiful sentence by Henry Ford. He had said once, burn my building, take away my machinery, kill my markets, stop finances from financial institution, but give me my people back, and within 1 year I will rebuild them back. And I'll tell you, sir, sometimes the experience is so bad. We managers, we tell the people, दिमाग लगाने का तेरा काम नहीं है, जितना बोला ना उतना करने का, दिमाग लगाने का sole proprietary right मेरा है। कैसे होगा सर? Why can't we involve? Touch their hearts. People are good. People are good. And there are 1 or 2 people are bad always. For them, there are you have a disciplinary action and the things which are left at your disposal, you can take them. But 90% problem can be resolved. There is not a single lock in the world which has been made without key. हो सकता है क्या? Somebody who has made a lock, he also must have made a key. आपको की ढूंढना है और उसका प्रॉब्लम ढूंढना है, सोल्यूशन ढूंढना है. People's attitude change. People say नहीं फर्क पड़ता सर. आपको सिंपल एग्जांपल देता हूँ. चर्चगेट स्टेशन पे क्रॉस करने के लिए फुट ओवर ब्रिज था. नॉट अ सिंगल फेलो वाज यूज्ड. कुत्ते पड़े रहते थे वो ब्रिज के ऊपर. म्युनिसिपैलिटी ने काट के अभी क्या बनाया? सबवे बनाया. नाउ 90% पीपल यूज इट. एक्चुअली कोई फर्क नहीं है. पहले भी 22 ही सीढ़ी थी, आज भी कल जाके गिनो 22 ही है. बट व्हाट इज अ चेंज? सीक्वेंसिंग चेंज. पहले हार्ड वर्क पहले आता था, फॉलोड बाय द इजियर वर्क. नाउ इजियर वर्क कम्स फर्स्ट, फॉलोड बाय द हार्ड वर्क. मेरे को साहब क्या होता है, काबरा नीचे जाने का है और काबरा एक बार नीचे गया विंडो जैसा था, अपने आप ऊपर जाएगा क्या? एयरपोर्ट, मोस्ट ऑफ द फॉरेन कंट्रीज यू मस्ट हैव सीन, देयर आर द एयरपोर्ट ट्रॉलीज आफ्टर यूसेज, दे आर पुट बैक टू द ट्रॉली पॉइंट्स. उनका कोई देश प्रेम वगैरह नहीं है. दे हैव अ सिस्टम. द ट्रॉलीज गेट इंटरलॉक्ड और उसको एक होल रहता है, उसके अंदर डॉलर डालने का, वो खुल जाता है. यू यूज इट, गो टू द नियरेस्ट ट्रॉली पॉइंट, पुश इट, अगेन यू गेट योर डॉलर बैक. वो डॉलर प्रेम है, देश प्रेम नहीं. So use that particular thing. You know, there is a change in attitude. I will give you one example and then probably close because I also cannot take time, too much of time. My record is 16 hours. Goa, we had done a workshop for Izai Pharma. 30 people were there. 6 o'clock we started. 10:30 we closed. That two caterer finally came. बोला आपको खाना खाना है क्या?
After 16 hours, food was served.
नहीं, बीच में तो खाया ना. Oh, naturally good question. बोले how did you survive without food for 6 hours? Last night dinner. And sometimes, you know, whenever we used to send our people out for training, and after they came back, I used to ask them question, how was the training? बोले सब चिकन कच्चा था. मैं बोला अबे बेवकूफ, मैंने तेरे को ट्रेनिंग के बारे में पूछा, चिकन के बारे में नहीं पूछा. So sometimes, you know, menu and venue are more important than training. So leave the humor apart. But the point, what were we discussing about? What is the point?
16 hours.
16 hours. So the point is I told you that I will give you the examples by which we can tell that yes, people are knowledgeable. Only thing is you have to touch their heart. One example I would like to quote you. You know how you can do it. You know, using it differently. Now I was working for a glass bottle manufacturing company. Started my career. And you have a big furnace, double than this size. 150 tons of molten glass. The glass falls there, and then the gop goes, and then the bottles are made, and the air is pushed into it, and the shape of the bottle is made. And you have to do a job change. Job change means 200 ml bottle is 500 ml bottle. 500 is replaced with 750, 1 liter, etc. And that is most skilled job because you have to do when the furnace is still on. Change that orifice ring, change the everything. And because of that condition, their temperaments are very high. And we had one engineer. And we had one fitter who was the general secretary of the union. Extremely skilled fitter. It was a holy festival of color. He was changing the job. And this engineer, they had otherwise very good equation. They would share the same cup of tea. They would eat from each other's tiffin. They would have one cigarette being puffed by both of them. Such a good equation they had. So while he was working, this fellow went. उससे वो मशीन का काला काला ऑयल होता है ना, उसमें हाथ डुबाया इंजीनियर ने उसमें. And everybody gave a hearty laugh. वो मेरे से भी काला था वो, रमेश कदम I still remember. और उसके ऊपर काला ऑयल लग गया. झाला सटक गया. आता माझी उससे तुरंत बोला अभी क्या भी माफी मांगने का है तो मैं बंद कर देगा फैक्ट्री. वो मैनेजर क्या बोला, तेरा मेरा इतना अच्छा इक्वेशन है, तेरे को क्या हो गया नाटक करने के लिए, नहीं मांगेगा मैं. Because that engineer was also in big demand. He was carrying almost 4 appointment letters and 4 resignation letters in each pocket. कुछ भी बोला. He was in big demand. Our competitors were wanting him to give him a red carpet. So हमारे चीफ एग्जीक्यूटिव गए, उन्होंने बोला यार क्या यार माफी मांग रहे, उससे बोला ये. Then he had to keep quiet. Then I was called. I was summoned that day because we were HR people. We had a holiday. I was called. We driver. मैं पूछा ड्राइवर को क्या हुआ, बोला साहब वो रमेश को नक्कली इंजीनियर साहब उससे कलर लगा दिया मामला. I went there. All 400 people were sitting, and this fellow like a monkey. मेरे को कलर लगा, जनरल सेक्रेटरी को कलर लगा. तो मैंने समझ गया कि भाई जब तक ये माफी नहीं मांगेगा मामला टूटने वाला. मैंने कहा ठीक है साहब के ओर से मैं मांग लूं. तुमने कलर लगाया था क्या मुझे, वो उसने गाली देंगे, उसको क्या हो गया नहीं माफी मांगी. I said now you have to play with the words. Sometimes you have to play with the emotions of the people. मैंने कहा देख रमेश तू भी मराठी मीडियम में पढ़ा है, मैं भी मराठी मीडियम में पढ़ा है, अपने को इंग्लिश आता नहीं. सॉरी के बदले उससे मैं रिग्रेट बोला तो तेरे को चलेगा क्या. और सॉरी में रिग्रेट में कोई फर्क नहीं है. सॉरी मतलब बुरा लगना, रिग्रेट मैंने बुरा लगना और क्या है नहीं. तो बोला फिर फैक्ट्री बंद हो जाएगी बिकॉज ग्लास वंस इट गेट सॉलिडिफाइड ओवर. भट्टी गई एंड दैट टाइम द कॉस्ट ऑफ द भट्टी वाज 50 crore एंड इट टेक्स मिनिमम 6 months टू बिल्ड दैट फर्नेस. तेरा नौकरी जाएगा, मेरा नौकरी जाएगा, मेरा तो अभी फर्स्ट जॉब है. अब तेरे को तो कोई भी ले लेगा, मेरा भी बायोडेटा लेके जाए, मेरे को भी कहीं ढूंढना तो पड़ेगा. तब उसके ध्यान में आया. फिर भी उसने मेरे सर पे हाथ रखा, बोला ठीक है काबरा साहब आप बोलते हैं तो मैं चला लूंगा. आधा फतेह. मेन प्रॉब्लम वाज इनसाइड दैट इंजीनियर. वो इंजीनियर अपने कमरे के अंदर वो भूखा शेर होता है, पिंजरे के अंदर ऐसे घूमता है. मैंने कलर लगाया तो क्या होगा, इसका मेरा इतना अच्छा रिलेशन, इसको नाटक करने को क्या होगा. मैं गया अंदर, वो इंजीनियर को लगा कंपनी ने मेरे को भेजा माफी मांगे. ए काबरा तेरे को दूं एक राजीनामा. बोला साहब नहीं आपको बोलने के लिए, आपको सॉरी बोलने का आवश्यकता नहीं है. उसको उल्टा चला. बोला कम अगेन. बोला नो यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू से सॉरी. नाउ इवन इफ यू वांट टू से सॉरी आई विल नॉट अलाउ यू टू से सॉरी. बोला यार काबरा पूरी कंपनी में तू ही एक है जो मेरी भावना समझ सकता है. मैं बोला अभी जो होना था वो तो हो गया. नाउ यू थिंक व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन, आई विल थिंक व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन. मेरे को तो टेक्निकली कुछ समझता नहीं, आपको समझता है. उसको 11 घंटा लगता है टेम्परेचर को फ्रॉम 1600 to 900 में आने. ऑलरेडी 4-5 घंटा गया, अभी 5-6 घंटा बाकी है, इसके अंदर हुआ तो ठीक है, नहीं तो तेरी नौकरी मेरी नौकरी। बोला मार तू बीड़ी, मेरे को मालूम है तू बीड़ी पीता है, फिर चाय वाय पिया। बोला देखो साहब एक सोच लो, सॉरी तो बोलने का, बट आर यू रेडी टू रिग्रेट ऑन द इंसिडेंट? वो पॉलिटिकल लोग करते हैं, जो घटना घटी उसका मुझे दुख है। बोला ठीक है काबरा तू बोलता है तो मैं करा लूंगा। फिर उसको पकड़ के लाया लिटरली लोग, इनके बकरे को कैसे पकड़ के लाते हैं काटने के लिए वैसा, और ये 400 लोग उधर खड़े हैं, सामने लीडर है, ये ऐसा। कितना इमेजिन द काइंड ऑफ ट्रबल ही मस्ट हैव गॉन थ्रू। ही सेड रमेश सवेरे जो कुछ हुआ उसका मुझे दुख है, आई रिग्रेट। वो रमेश बोलता है काबरा साहब ये क्या रिग्रेट व्यक्त करने का तरीका है? बोला हो गया ना, चल। उसका भी हाथ लिया, इसका हाथ लिया, दोनों का हाथ मिला है। मैं वो इलेक्ट्रिशियन को बोला चल रहे भट्टी का सप्लाई चालू कर। भट्टी चालू हुई, भट्टी का टेम्परेचर बढ़ा, फैक्ट्री का टेम्परेचर कम हुआ। Is it not something which you can do it if you have different strokes for different folks? Understand the human psychology and act accordingly. Nothing is impossible. And let me conclude. And those of you, if you want me, I will leave my visiting cards here. You can collect it. I conduct, I require minimum at least 7 to 8 hours of workshop. I will do it for your club, wherever you want. That is not a, if you so desire. So, and let me conclude, ladies and gentlemen, with a beautiful poem. And this has been the source of inspiration for me. I did mention I am a cancer survivor. 2010 blood cancer, APML doctor, acute promyelocytic leukemia. Dr. M.B. Agarwal treated me. 128 days I was in Bombay hospital, but came out. Whereas doctor had said we are making a try. देखो, हुआ तो हुआ, नहीं तो आप तो जाने वाले तो है। But then I came. It was in 2010. Fast, nothing has happened. Another 15 years, nothing will happen. And I am 68 years young. I will never use the word old. I am 68 years young. Once you have that, you can conquer. Sir was connected with Bhaktivedanta Hospital. I was also the deputy director. We in palliative care department, our punchline is we conquer death. We conquer death. We make the death, acceptable to both patient who is dying and the relatives. They are psychologically prepared. The counselors, they do that, spiritual counseling. And our punchline says, our mission statement, with love and passion, compassion, we will offer everyone a modern, scientific and holistic healthcare service based on true understanding of the need and awareness of the needs of the body, mind and soul. हम प्रेम और भक्ति भाव से प्रत्येक व्यक्ति को आधुनिक शास्त्रोक्त एवं सर्वांगीण वैद्यकीय सेवा प्रदान करेंगे जो देह, मन और आत्मा के वास्तविक आवश्यकताओं के ज्ञान और अनुभूति पर आधारित है। Sir, beautiful institution, worth seeing it. Do visit my hospital. I call it as my hospital. My hospital. So this poem helped me to survive, and this poem is written by Harivansh Rai Bachchan and sung by Amitabh Bachchan. 3 stanzas. Listen them carefully, and then that will be the end of my speech. I have enjoyed. Thank you very much for extending me this hospitality, and probably for the very rare time I see hall full. Otherwise, I am happy and contented with double-digit number भी हो गया तो चलता है. I have visited almost all the clubs of both the district 3141, 3142. I am now technically not a Rotarian. I retired as an honorary Rotarian from Rotary Club of Thane Lake City, and but Rotarian is always a Rotarian. So that the poem goes something like this: लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं। नन्ही चीटी, नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर गिरती 100 बार फिसलती है। मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस भरता है, चढ़कर गिरना गिरकर चढ़ना नौ से करता है। आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं। डुबकियां सिंधु में जब गोताखोर लगाता है, डुबकियां सिंधु में जब गोताखोर लगाता है, जा जाकर खाली हाथ लौटाता है। मिलते में सहज ही मोती गहरे पानी में, बढ़ता दुना उत्साही से हैरानी में। मुट्ठी उसकी खाली हर बार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं। और अंत की कड़ी देखिए, असफलता एक चुनौती है, स्वीकार करो। क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो, जब तक सफल न हो नींद चैन की त्यागो तुम। हे मेरे दोस्त, संघर्षों का मैदान छोड़कर मत भागो तुम, कुछ किए बिना ही जय जयकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों। जय हिंद, जय भारत, जय रोटरी।
So much, Kabra, it was a wonderful talk. I'll tell Pooja to say the word.
What a fantastic talk, Mr. Kabra. Actually, I took the Chanoti on. She on the outside just tasked me with giving you a vote of thanks. So I just want to thank you for this fantastic talk, seamless array of inspirational tales, interspersed with humor and mimicry. I think you really have the gift of the gab. Having all the languages, being in cinema, and
In fact, I was avoiding Marathi, otherwise nobody can make out I'm non-Marathi. 7,000 books in Marathi literature.
wow. And having the mass appeal of connecting with the audiences at every level. So I just summarized a few of your takeaways. Overcoming our self-limiting beliefs, gracious acceptance of circumstances, positive outlook, recounting our blessings on a daily basis. I think that's so important for all of us, and presenting your best self forward, and appreciation and managing egos. I think this is a great forum for such talks. We should also invite our children. It will be good to see how you connect with the Gen Z, which are almost difficult to break into. So thank you so much.
मेरे को जरा गाड़ी बुक कर दे दो। Just have some soup or something.
Thank you.